You're listening to Superpowers of the Soul on the Superpower Up podcast, the show that elevates superpowers to the divine.
Hi, everyone. It's Jennifer Urezzio. I am a superpower expert and the founder of Soul Language, and this is Superpowers of Your Soul. And I'm with Ani Avedissian. I hope I got that right. I practiced it, but as soon as you need to do it, it's like headlights. And the topic today is spiritual knowledge for spiritual and wellness. Welcome, Ani. How are you?
Good morning, Jennifer. I'm very, very well. May I just say my name is Ani Avedissian.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And, you know, I've been watching your videos for a while on YouTube, and I love them. And so
thank you.
You're welcome. And I want to start with the question that I always start with which is, what is the superpower of your soul?
Well, I would say it is to illuminate and to provide clarity in a very confused world.
I love that. You know, so often we talk about sacred purpose, and I think, you know, people kind of think about their sacred purpose or the why they're here as a doing rather than a being. And in the kind of community of soul language, we talk about sacred purpose as a being. So what do you consider your sacred purpose?
Really and truly, I would say it is to release people from indoctrination.
So can you tell me a little bit about what indoctrination means?
Right. Indoctrination is everything from just your social conditioning, your cultural conditioning, to full-blown perceptual engineering by the establishment, or whatever we call it these days, that really calls the shots on this planet. In other words, you know, we've lost the ability for critical thinking. And I believe as a race, we need to reclaim our minds, which goes along with spiritual alignment. Beautiful. And that's really what I mean by releasing people from indoctrination and exploitation.
I love that. So can you tell us a little bit about how that purpose is reflected in the work that you do in the world?
Certainly. Well, you know, I'm a shaman, which basically means a spiritual counselor with the full intuitive skill set. So I would consider I'm a general metaphysician. So people come to me for just about anything in the realm of spirituality and metaphysics. And every single day, it seems to me that people are suffering unnecessarily because they don't understand the big picture of cosmic creation. I'm getting to the point now that I almost can't take any more of this. My heart is breaking because, you know, every day someone's coming to me and telling me that their child is terminally ill because they didn't pray hard enough or light enough candles to a saint or any of that. So the way that I, you know, put this forward is, let's take a look at the bigger picture. Let's totally honor where you are, of course. And let's accept that that's where you are. But can we take a look at the bigger picture of how the cosmos works and how, in fact, that this human incarnation is just a tiny part of your divine totality? So I think that's the best way I can explain it.
Beautiful. And I know everyone's listening. She sounds really serious. No, but she's not. She's a lot of fun. You know, and some of the YouTube videos that she does are like in the water. And I mean, she's really kind of straightforward and fun. And I think that's what I love about you is you take these very complex ideas and you share them in a way where they're people can ingest them and embody them. So what is a common theme that your soul shares with you over, you know, your journey?
Well, I think, you know, my soul to me, it's that raw energy, that part that never changes, that is always eternal in the continuum. And what it shares always is this desire to share with everyone their inherent perfection, and to explore all the realms of cosmic creation, to really... My soul always wants to say to people, look, this whole duality thing, it's rubbish. You know, we can push past this. We can live a different way. So it's always the higher purpose of divine alignment and cosmic attunement, that the soul is always there guiding my human. my spirit guiding my human.
Beautiful. So, that brings me to another question is what has been the common theme of your humanness?
Frustration.
I get that today. Today is a very frustrating day. So I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit of frustration from time to time, which of course we always work through. But, not to sort of harp on about perceptual engineering, but really and truly, I think that I'm appalled sometimes at the lack of self-worth that we have as the race and how we continue to miss the obvious.
Yeah.
That's my path.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's really my main purpose, is to try and bring people back into alignment, letting them see the big picture so that then they can live a fulfilling incarnation. Frustration.
Yeah, it's a weird system, right? There's this overwhelming lack of self-worth. And on the flip side, there's this overwhelming perception that we're the rulers of the universe in an unsustainable way. And, right. So it's like, okay, wait, there's this, like, it kind of boggles the mind a little about, like, wait, you feel profoundly unworthy, but you believe that you get to, like, run over the rest of the human race. Like,
right.
So it's a weird system of, humanness. And I'm with you. If we spent a lot more time listening to the inner wisdom and the guidance and looking at the big picture, we would make a lot of different choices. So before we break here, let everyone know how to get in touch with you and get more of your wonderfulness.
Thank you, Jennifer. Visit my website, AniAvedissian.com, AniAvedission.com, and also check out my YouTube channel. Just put my name in the search bar and you'll see me in a swimsuit in the pool. It ain't pretty, but it's funny.
I think I love your videos. So I would highly recommend that you subscribe to them. They're a breath of fresh air, and yet they make you, become aware and think. And, I work in metaphysics all day long, and I love to watch them because I go, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that, right? So it's a breath of fun knowledge, and you phrase it in such a way that is attainable, and it takes all of the spice out of it, meaning it allows us to not to be so serious, in very complex ideas. So,
cheers.
So everyone, just stay tuned because we're going to be talking about spiritual knowledge for spiritual wellness.
Are you here to change the world? Do you talk about things like vibration, frequency, awakening, and consciousness? Are you pretty sure you have superpowers? The Superpower Net is unlike normal coaching programs and conscious communities. We provide training, intuitive guidance, peer-to-peer learning, intensive one-on-one coaching, and a high vibrational network of people just like you. When you join the net, you get 24/7 access to a collaborative group of people who support you as you master your personal power and unlock your superpowers. If you're ready to use your superpowers to change the world, then join the Superpower Net today. Visit superpowerexperts.com/the-net to learn more.
Well, welcome back to the Superpowers of the Soul. Today's topic is spiritual knowledge for spiritual wellness. And Ani, what do you think, or what do you feel is a key, and I know, humans like to do the one thing, but what is key for being spiritually well?
I think not to be afraid of self-evaluation, and that starts with being comfortable with the language of silence. I believe that, as George Carlin would say, we are all so entertained and distracted. We really have been trained to think of our spirituality as one thing and our humanity as another thing. And that is how the masses are controlled, if you will. So spiritual wellness for me is really being on a path to dissolve the illusion of duality and let your spirit inhabit the human, which cannot happen unless you develop a protocol of silence and meditation daily.
Yeah. So how I would put that is the individualization of the one, right? I'm not into meditation. I'm warrior energy. My body likes to move, but I do take silence in doing activities where my body is doing one thing and my mind is settled. And that has been a practice that's been profound for me, because it allowed things just to pop. And I'm like, oh, I was worried about that. Or, oh, wow, that's a great step and a leading in the right direction. So I love what you're saying here.
Yeah, no, I have clients whose meditation is racquetball.
Yeah, I love that.
You know, right? They're focused. Their body is in the autonomic control area. They're doing their thing, but while that flow is happening, the divine consciousness flows through them, and it's a lovely thing. It's whatever works for you. And you know what? If you're moving, you're breathing.
Yeah, and I don't think that most people understand that concept, that, you know, sacred practice and that stillness can be done for you in a way that resonates with you, mind, body, and spirit. And so they kind of get themselves in this kind of knowledge system, and then they have to kind of try to conform to that. And I think that's just another way of being manipulated.
I agree. We don't give people enough freedom, enough choices. Hey, when you go to a gym, the trainer, not that I go to a gym, by the way, I haven't been ages, as you'll see from my videos in the pool. But, you know, when you go and you have a personal training session, they'll give you 3, 4, 5 different ways of doing the same exercise. And I think that as metaphysicians, we need to give our clients that same room. You know, this is what we're trying to have you achieve, this divine oneness, this piece of alignment. There are many ways of getting there, and everybody's different. And a lot of metaphysicians are not savvy to that. So, I mean, I thank you for bringing that up, because that's very important.
Agreed. Thank you. So, you know, the old saying is a little knowledge, you know, I forget the old saying, but you know what people with a little knowledge think that they're wiser than they are. And one of my favorite expressions is the more I know, the less I know. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, what do you feel kind of a drawback or a way that people use spiritual knowledge to kind of pigeonhole themselves into not transforming?
Right. You know, again, it's just another manifestation of this social indoctrination and the engineering of our perception. So many people, the world is lost. People are lost. They're confused. We're going through extremes in contrast, polarity, you know, especially now. Everyone's angry and crazy. So our souls are crying out for unity. They're crying out for peace and alignment. And you know, people come across, how many times have you seen somebody comes across the Louise Hay book, goes, oh, this is it. This is it. I've got it all now, you know, or they'll come across an Eckhart Tolle book or whatever it is. And they're so accustomed to being told what to think that they use that same model in their spirituality and in their metaphysics. Like, this is the way. I have been told what the way is. Where really all these writers are trying to do is to get people to explore the cosmos in their own way, in their own time. Does that make sense?
Totally. I mean, that's what soul language does. It helps you put tangibility to the soul. And I always say it's a stepping stone. You know, it's not to put anybody in a box. It's for people to consciously connect. There's the key word, consciously connect to their soul. So if you were going to provide people with an option to opening themselves up to the cosmos, what would you suggest? How would they get started?
I would say keep things very, very simple. Take, for example, especially if you're not used to any sort of protocol at all, take 5 minutes quiet time in a day, whether it's early morning or late at night, or whatever you can manage. And just do and I'm sorry to go back to this, but a little bit of deep breathing goes a long way, right? Just like 9 deep, slow, purposeful breaths, because it clears the energy anatomy of redundant thought patterns. And when the oxygen saturates your body, you're calm. And then you can ask yourself a very, very simple question. You can go, you know, the old question of, hey, who am I? Okay, my name is so-and-so, but all right, that's fabulous. Where am I? Oh, I live in Oregon. Fantastic. Okay. What am I doing here? Well, okay, I'm, you know, people ascribe all these labels, etc. But I would go back to those 3 basic questions and not seek to edit them or whatever, just to start with 5 minutes a day in the breath, allowing a stream of consciousness for anything that's in your head to come out. When they've mastered that, I recommend a very simple protocol of a 7-day writing exercise and you have to commit to 7 days in a row. You put aside 30 minutes each day and you get a notebook and a pencil and you write at the top of the page, who am I? And then for the next 30 minutes, allow your stream of consciousness to pour out. Don't edit, even if it's rubbish, gibberish, Klingon, Armenian, whatever, just bring it all out. And repeat that exercise for 7 days in a row. Don't even look at it when you're done. When the buzzer goes off, close the book. And on the 8th day, or the 9th, open the book and take a look at everything that you have written, because it's really quite illuminating. A lot of it is just night stream, dumping redundant thoughts. And then in there, you will find some gems to your soul path and your pre-birth agreements, soul contracts.
Beautiful. So my question of that exercise is, I think, humans are so kind of programmed to master and to complete. So when you say master that breathing technique, what are you really talking about? How do they know that they're ready to go on to the 7 days?
Mastering the breathing technique is something as simple as taking a couple of voice lessons from or looking at some YouTube videos on how to use your diaphragm. Most of us breathe with our shoulders up into our ears, and they do this shallow upper breath. And there's a very ancient shaman practice that says, focus on the mechanical action of your breath. Fully exhale the diaphragm and then take deep, slow inhales. Don't meditate, don't do a mantra. Focus on the mechanical action of your breath. Through that, while you're distracted on how relaxed am I breathing, the breath of the divine and all of the original blueprints and cosmic inspiration flow through you. So you will know when you can just take something as simple as 9 deep, slow, purposeful breaths and achieve a sense of calm and peace. You will know that you're breathing properly enough for your aura to be cleared of redundant thought patterns. And then you're not, your mind isn't working on archived memory. It's beginning to access divine inspiration. And when that happens, your curiosity factor about yourself ups a few notches, and you automatically want to start that 7-day protocol.
Beautiful. So as we wrap up our time together today, which was absolutely lovely, let everyone know again how to get in touch with you.
Thank you. Visit my website, folks, Avedissian.com, or visit my YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and put Arnie Avedissian in the search bar, and all the contact information is either on the website or on the YouTube channel.
Beautiful. So here's my second to last question. If there's one thing that you want people to remember from our conversation today, what would it be?
You are as perfect as the moment of your creation. You are a temporary, individualized manifestation of source energy. You are brilliant.
Beautiful. Now, here's my favorite question. If you were a refrigerator magnet on whatever you call your higher powers refrigerator, what would it say?
I am God in a bod.
Okay, that's the best one yet. Well, I want to thank you so much for spending your morning with us. I know you got up awful early to make this happen, so thank you so much. And once again, let people know how to get in touch with you.
Thank you so much for the invitation, Jennifer. It was an absolute pleasure. ArnieAvedissian.com. I'd love to hear from you.
Beautiful. So if you like what you heard, you can connect with me and all the other experts in the Superpower Net, superpowerexperts.com/the net. Thank you, and don't forget to stay connected.
Are you ready to discover your superpowers? Go now to superpowerexperts.com and take the Superpower quiz today.